Alright, Shalom, Shalom. Let's get right into this lesson. Check it out, see everything's good. The title is, don't see nothing popping up. Oh, wrong. Oh, give me a minute. Alright, hold on. Okay, don't have everything set up. Good idea. Alright. Let me see, you hear me? Turn it up, okay. So we're gonna give our praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh by Shema Rashai. Double honor to the apostle brother. That was a great millstone. Shout out to that title was Time to Repent. I'm not gonna be alone. I just want to get right to the lesson. Let's go to Joel's though.
Are you ready to make junk disappear?
I'm so looking forward to this.
We make junk disappear.
Hospital in critical condition.
From WREG in Memphis, this is News Channel 3 at 10.
Topping the news at 10 tonight, a community wants action after a video viewed thousands of times shows a rollover crash and 2 people thrown from that car. Hi there, good evening. Thanks for being with us. I'm Shay Arthur. WREG's Jordan James spent the day looking into this. He's live for us tonight. And Jordan, I know this video is pretty difficult to watch. What are people in that neighborhood saying to you?
Yeah, Shay, it absolutely is. And we have learned that one person has died, leaving many to question if this could have been prevented. Now, we do want to warn you that the video may be difficult for some to watch.
For many in Nutbush, a nightmare unfolded before their eyes.
I've never dreamed anything that bad.
On May 13th, it became David's car run's reality when tragedy came knocking at his job along Jackson Avenue. Surveillance footage obtained by WREG shows a car flipping multiple times, causing the driver and passenger to go airborne. Because it's so graphic, we are not showing it in its entirety. One of the people landed on the roof of Smith's pool. A second person crashed through the window of the business.
As a police officer, I've never seen anything that bad. Now, I've seen people killed. I've seen people blowed up. I've seen people shot. But I've never seen that something that horrendous.
Both people were taken to the hospital in critical condition. Police telling us the passenger ultimately died, an outcome which has left local businesses calling for more traffic enforcement in the area.
It's difficult. 2 more accidents.
This woman owns a nearby hair salon. She says speeding drivers have hit her shop multiple times.
Everybody is slow, because I haven't the scooter here. I haven't business. The last time another car entered here.
Beyond a traffic sensor in the area, many believe not enough is being done to prevent future tragedy.
I don't want to fight with the police department, none of that. I just want them to be aware of what can happen, and they need to be concerned about it, and they need to get involved.
And I did reach out to MPD to find out if any citations were issued. All they would say that this is an ongoing investigation. For now, reporting here live outside of North Main Precinct, Jordan.
All right, see, it said juvenile dead after downtown Memphis shooting.
Continually struck down.
In a crime alert tonight, gun violence striking in Memphis this weekend, leaving a teenager dead after a shooting in the entertainment district. WREG's Marcus Hunter shows us what police say happened there.
Medical equipment and crime scene tape left over in the parking lots at the corner of 4th Street and Peabody after police say a teenager was shot and killed shortly after Barbecue Fest came to an end. Memphis police say they received a call of a shooting downtown shortly after 11 Saturday night. When they arrived, they found a teen who had been shot. He was taken to the hospital where he later died. People who live and work downtown say there is too much gun violence.
It just hurts to see the city continually struck down like this by violence, especially gun violence. It's just a vicious cycle.
While MPD hasn't confirmed how old the teen is, a Memphis city ordinance states there is a curfew for minors. For those between 17 and 18 years old, it is 11 p.m. on weekdays and midnight on weekends. For anyone under 16, it is 10 p.m. during the week and 11 p.m. on weekends. Gwendolyn Brown works on Beale Street. She says the curfew needs to be enforced, not just by police, but by parents as well.
Parents, keep your kids at home by 10 o'clock, please. Our kids are leaving and they're our future, so we all need to help the kids. We really do. We need to help these children out here. They're getting a little reckless.
According to the Memphis Data Hub, this is the second murder less than a block from Beale Street this year. Back in January, a man was shot and killed on the 300th block of Beale. And earlier this month, a Beale Street vendor was injured in a shooting. Megan Godnick says she believes the city of Memphis can do better when it comes to crime.
The city is better than this. The people here, I mean, it's in the interactions with people. It's a beautiful place. The people are amazing. And it just hurts to see the city continually struck down like this.
In downtown Memphis, Marcus Hunter, WREG News Channel 3.
Police say right now there's no description.
All right, let's see here. Close that out. Okay. So you see judgment. Let's go back to your scriptures. Joseph 4 verse 7 said, remember, I praise thee, whoever perish be innocent, or when the righteous cut off, even I seen they plow iniquity and sow wickedness and reap the same. By the blood of the Most High they perish, and by the breath of the nostril are they consumed. Right? Remember, I praise thee, whoever perish be innocent. Psalms chapter 47. Verse 2, for the Lord Most High is terrible. And he's a great king over all the earth. Right? He is terrible. Great king over all the earth. Psalms 84. Psalm 89. Verse 14. Justice and judgment are in the habit of thy throne. Mercy and truth shall go before thy face. Right? Justice and judgment are in the habit of thy throne. Mercy and truth should go before thy face. Proverbs chapter 1 verse 7. It said, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. Right? The fear of the Lord. As you see the judgment, man, what shootout, a juvenile died, and what a horrific car flipped over, rolled over. And you see all the judgment, man. Oh, man. We'll just say Proverbs chapter 1, verse 7. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. Right? It's the beginning of knowledge. But fools despise wisdom and instruction. Right? Let's go to Proverbs chapter 1, verse 20. Proverbs chapter 1, verse 20. It said, wisdom cry without. She uttered her words in the street. She cried in the chief place She cried in the chief place of Concord, in the open of the gate. In the sea she uttered her words, say, how long, you simple one, will love simplicity, and the scorners delight, and the scorners and fool hate knowledge, right? Fool hate knowledge. Turn your eye and reproach. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you, and I will make known my words unto you. Because I call you, refuse, and have stretched out my hand, and no man regard, right? No man regard. But I have said at none of my counsel, at none of my reproach. Also I will laugh at your calamity, and I will mock when your fear come. Right? It's going to mock when your fear come. Isaiah 55 verse 6. Isaiah 55 verse 6 always bring this out. Seek to the Lord, right? Seek to the Lord while he may be found, and call upon him while he is near. Let the wicked forsake his ways, and the righteous man his thought. Let him return to the Lord. He will have mercy upon him to a power, for he will abundant a pardon, right? For he will abundant a pardon. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, said the Lord. For as the heaven are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, my thoughts than your thoughts. Right? Isaiah 55 verse 6. It says, seek the Lord while he may be found, and call upon him while he is near. Right? While he is near. Seek the Lord while he may be found. Jeremiah 6 verse 10. To whom shall I speak and give warning they may hear? Behold, the ears are uncircumcision, if they cannot hearken. Behold, the word of the Lord unto their reproach. They have no delight in it. Right? They have no delight in it. No delight in it. No delight in it. No delight in it. Psalm 3 verse 5. Just Lord, in the midst thereof, he would not do iniquity every morning. Thus he bring his judgment to light. He failed not, but the unjust, no shame. Right? The unjust, no shame. He bring his judgment to light. What we got here? All right, move on. Let's read it again. Zephaniah 3 verse 5. Yes, all right. Zephaniah 3 verse 5. The just Lord, in the midst thereof, he would not do iniquity every morning. Does he bring his judgment to light? He failed not, but the unjust, no shame, right? The unjust. No. Let's go to Amos chapter 3, verse 6. Amos 3 verse 6. Should a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people be not afraid? Should there be evil in the city, and the Lord have not done it? Should the Lord probably do nothing, but he reveal his secret unto the servants the prophet. Right? He reveal his secret unto the servants the prophet. Amos 3 verse 6 it said, trumpet be blown in the city, and the people be not afraid. Should there be evil in the city, and the Lord have not done it? Should the Lord probably do nothing, but he reveal his secret unto the servants the prophet. Right? He reveal his secret unto the servants the prophet. Let's go to John chapter 15 verse 22. John 15 verse 22. If I have not come and spoken unto them, they had not had sin, but now they have no cloak for their sins. Right? You have no cloak for their sins. John 15 verse 22. If I have not come and spoken unto them, they have not have sin, but now they have no cloak for their sins. Right? They have no cloak for their sins. Matthew 11. He that have an ear to hear, let him hear. But when unto shall I like this generation, it's like unto children set in the market, and call unto them, unto their fellow, and say, we have pipe unto you, you have not danced. We have mourn unto you, you have not lament. Right, you have not lament. Right, you have not lament. That's for 3. Verse 19. Repent you therefore and be converted, that your sin may be blotted out, when the time of refreshment shall come from the presence of the Lord. He shall send Yahushua anointed, which before was preaching unto you, whom the heaven must receive unto the time of restitution of all things which the Most High has spoken by the mouth of all his holy prophets, seeing the world begin. For Moses truly say unto the Father, a prophet shall the Lord your power raise up unto you, your father, your brother, like raise up unto you of your brother, like unto me you hear in all things whatsoever you shall say unto you, it shall come to pass. To every soul when I hear the prophet, she be destroyed from among the people. Right. Acts chapter 3, verse 19. Repent you therefore and be converted, that your sin may be blotted out, when the time of refreshment shall come from the presence of the Lord. Right. It said, repent you therefore and be converted. What else? Luke chapter 13, verse 3. Hold on, let me see something. No, let's go to Hebrews. Hebrews chapter 10, verse 31. It says, it's a fearful thing to fall into the hand of the living power. Right, it's a fearful thing to fall into the hand of the living power. As you see here, Mexican shootout leave at least 10 dead. Man.
In Mexico, at least 10 people are dead and 9 others wounded after gunmen ambushed a group of drivers at a road race event. The bloodshed happening in Baja California. No confirmation yet on the motive for the violence, though cartel violence has plagued this Mexican state in recent years. NBC News correspondent Valerie Castro has been tracking this story for us and joins us now. Valerie?
Zinkley, this happened at an all-terrain car racing show, the gunfire erupting in the early afternoon, leaving participants stunned. The search is on for a group of gunmen suspected of killing at least 10 people in Baja California Saturday afternoon. The sound of continuous gunfire filling the air at what was supposed to be a peaceful car event in the Mexican city of Ensenada.
Lo que pasó ayer, pues, es que nos sorprende a todos.
What happened here yesterday, it surprised us all. I thought this was a peaceful place, but now I realize it's not.
According to Mexican State Police, a group of men with guns hopped out of a gray van on Saturday afternoon and opened fire at the people at the car show. The suspects fled the scene, and now the mayor of the Mexican city, Ensenada, has commissioned a special task force to investigate the massacre. The citizens of Ensenada left petrified.
This shooting really impacted us. When I heard the gunfire, I felt paralyzed.
The city of Ensenada has recorded 26 cases of homicide through April this year, far fewer than the nearby city of Tijuana, which has 598 homicides, according to the Mexican government. The U.S. State Department urging Americans to reconsider travel to Baja California due to crime and kidnapping, and warning of violence between rival cartel factions. The roadshow's organizer apologizing with condolences to the families of the victims and writing on their Instagram, quote, "We're as baffled as all of you, and we have nothing to do with what happened." The investigation into who is responsible continues. The identities of the victims haven't been released. Zinkley?
Valerie Castro, thanks so much.
Thanks for watching.
What's up, Minnesota? We're Sunday. We get it. Growing healthy green grass can be a challenge.
Now to developing news, this time in South LA. 2 people killed overnight when a speeding driver slams into them and then takes off on foot.
Police have 1 person in custody. KTLA's Annie Rose Ramos joins us as she follows the latest developments from the scene in South LA. Annie Rose.
Pedro, good morning. Such a tragic incident. You can see behind me the two cars, one white BMW, right next to it, a white Jeep. And Pedro, this is how the crash ended ultimately right here on MLK Boulevard. But how it began, police tell us, was here off of Normandy at this burger factory right around 12:30 a.m. That is when police described them as two young people inside that white BMW. We were driving out of the drive-thru after picking up food here at Burger Factory and driving out onto Normandy. That is when they tell us a white Jeep was driving down Normandy at a very high, driving down MLK Boulevard, I should say, at a very high rate of speed, anywhere between 80, 90 miles per hour, slamming straight into that BMW where it took the life of the two young people inside. Police telling us more about the driver behind the wheel of the Jeep. Take a listen.
What we're hearing after the collision, the driver fled immediately on foot. There were witnesses that basically gave chase, followed him, tried to stay within eyesight of the suspect, which ultimately eventually led to him being taken into custody.
These are some of the images of that scene just right after the crash. You can see firefighters trying to do all they can to help the victims, that white BMW, taking off the doors to get to them. In this video, you can also see a white Jeep was involved and damaged. We now know the driver of the white Jeep fled on foot but is now in police custody. Neighbors say they heard the crash when it happened, one describing it as it sounding like an explosion. But she also says this intersection is one that she knows to be dangerous. Take a listen.
People are driving too fast on these streets. They're not paying attention. It's really bad. They changed the whole intersection with lights and stuff, and we still have accidents on this street.
And back here live off of MLK Boulevard, you can see this entire area completely blocked off. Police telling us it will remain this way for the next couple of hours. You can see that tent over the BMW right there. That is because detectives tell me that not only are they still going through this investigation, but they are also waiting for the coroner to arrive to retrieve the bodies of those two victims. But again, one person now in custody. We don't know more about the identities of the victims, but I can tell you, Lauren and Pedro, that surrounding me on the other side of our photographer, Dan, there are family members of those victims overcome with emotion, very upset this morning in this tragedy. And we hope to know more about the identities of those two who have lost their lives here in
Yeah, so you see, man, close out scriptures as a Luke chapter 13 verse 2. What the heck I just did? Yeah. Let's go to Luke, close out scripture. Luke 13, verse 3. Luke 13, verse 2. And Yahweh shall answer and say unto them, I suppose you, though that those Galilees were sinners above all Galilee, because they suffered sure thing. I tell you, nay, now except you repent, you shall all likewise perish. Right? You shall all likewise perish. Verse 5. I tell you, nay, but except you repent, you shall all likewise perish. That should be it right there. We'll give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh by Hashem of Shah. Just want honor to the apostle, brother, to the elders of Great Millstone, so the watchers of hope for select.